Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anu and I am your psychic tarot host. Just cleansing your space and we're going to get right into it. Today's pick a card reading is about it's complicated. So whatever connection you're in and for whatever reason it is complicated, that's what this reading is about, to see what's going on and what needs to happen for a union to go through. Okay, so go ahead and pick a pile. You can choose multiple piles. The first one is the amethyst. That's pile 1. Pile 2, we have the white aragonite. And pile 3, we have the blue celestite. So go ahead and take a pick and I will see you right at your option. Hi, pile 1. This is for those of you who chose the amethyst, the purple stone. So let's go and look ahead at what the reading is. I'm just going to place it over here. This again is a pick a card for it's complicated. Okay, so whatever the situation is, we're going to take a look at what's going on, kicking off with the romance angels, and then we'll use a bunch of oracle cards and tarot, and towards the end see what needs to happen for a union to take place. So remember, these are general. Please only take what resonates, and the energies can be vice versa. I usually like to use 2 people as a reference, so feel free to reverse them if that fits. And if you haven't subscribed already, do hit the subscription button and also hit the bell notification so you know the next time that I post a reading. All right, so let's get right into it. Pile 1. So what I did, I drew 3 romance angels and took the bottom of the deck just to get an energy of what's happening and what's holding this connection from proceeding. Okay, so let's see what we have. The first 2 we have, very nice. So we have past life relationship, and this could be the one. So, you know, and this again says that you have known each other before, you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So clearly for this pile, the connection seems to be right. Okay, this is probably somebody that either is in your current lifetime, that you've been with this person together. It could be an on and off situation, or if it's somebody that you've never met before but you're in connection with somebody, it may feel like you've known them before, and that's where the past life connections come in. And this is again Spirit saying this could be the one. Again, the keyword is always could. Okay, there's free will for you, for them, it all depends, but the universe is saying this could be the one, and there is definitely a past life relationship. So what's the reason? Why is it complicated? Let's look at these 2. We have express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And then we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So this right off the bat is kind of telling me that there's probably not enough communication. And by that, I mean more of the romantic type. Okay, so we're not very apt at expressing our emotions, our compassion for each other. There's a bit of hesitation. That's the energy I'm sensing here. And again, I'm more of an intuitive reader, so please do also feel free to take the meaning of the cards as you see fit, as they resonate with you. But to me, this is where both people seem to know this could be a very good connection, but there's something holding us back. Could be different life stages, could be different focus areas at the moment, or other things going on. We'll look into that. But this does not look like a big problem scenario, okay? To be very honest, the issues, if you see them as issues, are actually pretty minor. That's what I'm picking up here. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. We have a few cards that we're going to get into. Let's start with overall energies. Okay, this is the energies, what surrounds you. And again, I'm going to use the left side to represent you and the right side to represent them. Feel free to reverse them if that resonates better. So to me, your current energy is very beautiful. Look at that. We had number 14, caring connections, adds up to a 5. A 5 is a number of changes, but is also a number of freedom. Okay, so it kind of goes both ways. And what I'm getting here is like, you know, there definitely the energy is there to have or build a caring connection, but also at the same time maintaining your independence. That's coming up pretty strongly for quite a few of you. And so if I put it right here again, this is really good. It's like express your love, but also wanting to maintain your independence. But generally, this is a very, very compassionate energy that's around you. Okay, let's look at their energy. They have number 13, financial constraints. So this adds up to a 4. 4 is about foundation. So they're probably maybe focused on building their core foundations at this time, which means with the financial constraints coming up, this could be a time where they're really focused on their career. They may be going through job changes. They may be thinking about moving, any of those scenarios, but there is something else in terms of foundation, in terms of life that needs to be worked on for them. And that's where their current focus is. Whereas, you know, this side, you look like, you know, you're ready for it and things are in order, and it's almost like having and building that caring connection. Versus this could be, they may have some issues. I don't want to call it issues. They may be at a life stage where they're working through a few other foundational things, and then love comes next, if that makes sense. Also, it pretty much seems like literally just a step behind you. That's what I'm picking up, because it's a 13 for them and a 14 for you. So it's, as I said, it's not very far off, but these seem to be very, very minor things that I'm picking up over here. So let's see what else we have in your energy. We have the addict, and again, don't worry about the terms here. We have all these personas or archetypes within our personality. It just means what comes up is what we're working on at the moment, or maybe like the highlight. So the light attribute of addict is helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. So this is where I think you're in a good place with the caring connections, that you probably worked through some of when I think of addictive behavior, it's more about in relationships. You may have been in relationships in the past where you gave too much, okay? Where it's a kind of like a smaller version of codependency, where you may have really given too much to the other person and you realize that that was not in alignment with yourself, right? So that's something that you may have already corrected, or you're very aware of that. And that's why I was picking up over here the need for having a caring connection, yet maintaining your independence. That's something that I see is going to be important for you, or is important for you. With that, for them, with the financial constraints, we have the Fool. This is really nice because the light attribute is fearlessly revealing emotion. And we talked about, where is that? Express yourself, express your love, and give your relationship a chance. So the light attribute says, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So to me, this is again, them being open to taking the next step, right? So being open to expressing themselves. They're not against the connection, and they're not confused about the connection. Here, what I see is just the goals are different. Just the timing is a little bit off. I feel this is a mutual feeling over here, that there is a connection. This could be the one. Both of you feel that way. It's just like not ready to express yet. For this person, feels like they have other goals, and for this person's feels like ready to move ahead but want to maintain their independence as well. Okay, so let's also get some tarot for you. Oh, very cool. We have, okay, I think I may need to reposition the cards a little bit. Let me pause. Okay, sorry about that. The first pile, I always struggle with the placement of the cards. So let's look at you. Your first card is the Empress. Very, very nice. I really like this energy. And then we have the Judgment. All right. So here is what I see for you, or this person here. Very powerful energies. Okay. There's a lot of independence. There's a lot of fertility. There's a lot of creativity. The Empress is and you have both major arcana. Oh my goodness. Okay. So with the Empress, it's like you're in an energy of creation. You are very confident at this moment, and also very loving and very kind. We have the Venus really supporting you right now. Check where Venus is. I think she's in Leo. So if you have any Leo or Virgo, there is where she's going next, this month and the next. So again, if you're watching it at the time I'm recording, she is definitely playing a major role in your life at this time. All things beauty and abundance are there in your aura. Okay, very, 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 very fertile, very, very abundant, and also manifesting a lot. Whatever you put your mind to, you're able to attract that at this point. And with the Judgment here, I like strongly feel that you've done some major up leveling in your life, because this talks about our true calling, our alignment, what are we being called to. And with these two showing up here, I feel like the past relationships, where what I was picking up on was like being too giving in that, you've really come out of that, and you really feel like the Empress and really valuing yourself at this point, which is a great place to be, because that's where you know, true, like very healthy relationships are where both people are able to maintain their identity while also being in connection with another person. So that's your energy, which is like really, really cool. I really like that. So let's look at their energy. They have the 9 of Swords, and I'm not surprised, which is the analysis paralysis card, along with the financial constraints. So definitely they have some what do we say, sleepless nights. But I don't think it's about the relationship that they're having sleepless nights. There's a lot of other things, foundational stuff going on in their life. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, look at that. So probably they're coming out, or they're ready to come out of a very tough time in their life, and they're ready for their fortunes to turn, right? All the karma that they've put out, they're ready to kind of receive that. But I feel like this is bigger life changes for them that they may be going through at the moment, because of which they have more sleepless nights. Whereas you over here, you figured it out, you have your life together, you have your ish together at this moment, and you're just like in a very independent, confident, caring, loving energy, because you honored your true calling. And by true calling, we mean like, you know who you are, okay? In a relationship, out of a relationship, whatever it is, you know your true identity, and you really operate on that, whereas they are still figuring out their foundational stuff, okay? So let's see what you may be working on at the moment. What is your focus? I just want to see that. Ooh, this is very nice. You have the Gateway, and this has the unicorn on this, and this really this energy really talks about the Judgment and the Gateway. This is amazing. So again, I feel like you have up leveled, you have come out of a certain phase of your life, and you may be at a stage where you just can't tolerate any fake, any BS around you, and you're just almost at feeling like you're at the precipice of something different, a very different life stage at this moment, where you may feel like you can't even recognize the old you, because you've changed so much. And change is good because you've grown so much. That's what I'm seeing. It is also a very spiritual card, so some of you may be going literally through with the Judgment here as well. Maybe have gone through some sort of spiritual awakening, and all that means is like all of a sudden a complete mind shift, a complete change of lifestyle or belief systems, any of those, okay? All of that are connections. People and connections are the biggest change we see when we go through any sort of awakening. So you're at this point, you're at the gateway, you're at the precipice of like getting into the next phase of your life, living it truly authentically as yourself. So definitely, as I feel like you're just a little one step ahead of their journey. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's see what they have going on. So they have trust, right? And this is understandable. So they're still working through trust issues. Trusting their intuition is a big thing for them at this moment, and they're learning through it, because you know, of course, if you don't trust your intuition, if you don't trust your authentic self and what you stand for, everything else is a little bit harder. So they may be working through, as I said, career, foundation, home, family. They may have a lot of that going on. They do have the Fool, which is really positive. So it's, again, the opportunity or the optimism is there, but they're still learning to trust the process and to trust, can this actually move forward? Or can they actually also have a connection while they're working through other stuff? Okay, so they're working through their self-trust. It's not about trusting you. It's about trust in their own self. That's what I'm picking up. So let's see what needs to happen for this to come into union. We have Tarot, and then we'll do Soul Journey. So for Tarot, we have, wow, We have the Chariot. Let's just put it over here. Okay, we have the Chariot, another major arcana, Hangman, another major arcana. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Wow. The Lovers, 6 major arcanas. Oh my goodness, 7. All right, so as I said, I think this stuff over here where we said it is a past life relationship and this could be the one, this is definitely a strong connection, okay? And remember, as I said in the beginning, there is free will, okay? Which is your free will and their free will to make it happen. What needs to happen here with these cards that I'm seeing is like, there are actually 3 cards here that talk about alignment with self and balancing the dark and the light aspects of ourselves. So with the Chariot really talks about our light and our shadow aspects, which means really understanding ourselves and conquering our fears and moving forward, okay, charging life ahead, which also talks about being able to express ourselves authentically. So for example, and again, I'm just using this as your side, for example, independence is important to you, freedom is very important to you, but you also want to love connection, and there may be fears, which is a shadow side. Is like, okay, will you have to compromise, or can you express that while maintaining your complete independence identity, right? So that can be an example. For them, it could be like, oh, can I handle my scarcity mentality with the light abundance mentality and move forward? So it's really about like honoring our true self and really trying to balance out the differing aspects and moving forward. Similarly, the Lovers, of course, is a very good card to have in any romantic reading, but it's also a card of choice. You have to choose each other. You have to make the choice to make it work, to choose each other. But these 2 cards here, definitely, you know, this is a card of surrender. So surrender to the timing, surrender to the divine. If it's meant to be, it will be. You were being called to be your authentic self, and so are they. And that's what's going to help. There is wisdom within that you need to honor and trust, right? Both of you. So these are mutual cards, so both of you. And then also the Death, which is about death and a rebirth of yourself. Any behaviors, any past limiting beliefs that you guys may have within you need to go away, and you need to really honor the newness and the freshness of this relationship and really give it your true shot. That's what I'm seeing there. But the old behaviors need to be ended. Even like, which I don't mean just in the relationships, just not in just connections. All these energies are really talking about aligning with your true north, opening up and actually expressing to each other so you can move forward, so you can choose each other and really like enjoy it in a very this is almost like effortless, okay, feeling effortless in the connection and no longer being held back with our old belief systems. Okay, wow, I like this. This is like very straightforward. There's nothing overly complex in this connection, honestly. So let's see what needs to happen, what your soul needs to learn, what their soul needs to learn, and then together what you need to learn in order to come into union. So we have for you adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So this is again just having the mindset of any blocks that come your way, any blockers that come your way are actually an opportunity to grow. So think of that the past experiences, whether it be relationship, whether it be job, anything at all. The message here is like, look at the lesson, remember the lesson and not the experience itself, because that's what has helped you grow. That's what has helped you go through this gateway and go through this, you know, Empress and Judgment moment, and really coming out on top and feeling that, yes, I need to be independent. I've gone through enough. I understand the value of myself in my life. So that's what this is about, which your soul is mastering. For them, they need to master envy, which says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So this is where an energy, it's similar to the 5 of Cups, where, you know, oftentimes we are focused on past experiences or past disappointments, and what they're working through or they need to work through is not compare themselves to others. That's going to be very important. They probably, with the 9 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the financial constraints and trust here, what I'm picking up really is like they're in a place where they're constantly comparing themselves to others, and it's not about comparing themselves to you, rather to other people that they see as their peers, right? So at their age, at their life stage, if somebody else has figured stuff out, they're constantly looking towards them as a way of something lacking in them. Okay, so that's a lesson they have to master, that everybody has a different path, everybody has different challenges, but they're actually the same at the end of the day. So together, let's see what needs to happen for both souls to learn. Ooh, abundance. I love this. So I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So this is, again, the message here for the union to happen is, again, getting out of lack mentality, getting out of the not trusting issues, really honoring your authentic self and believing that you can manifest whatever you want. There's a lot of belief and self-belief that needs to happen. This is similar to the Magician card. So that's what both people need to really learn and master in order to kind of come into union. That's what I'm seeing. Let me just move these here so you can see all the cards. So that's literally, as I said, this is a very straightforward reading, and I don't mean that in like it doesn't mean it's small. It's simple stuff. It's the small kinks you guys need to work out, which is just being true. But there's like, look at the number of major arcanas you guys have. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is like, you guys got to make it work. Please comment below if this resonates, because I think this is such a beautiful connection. It's just like one step, you're just like one step behind each other. That's what needs to happen. So those are the messages I'm getting for you. I will end your reading here. Do drop me a comment, #claim it, and remember to hit the bell notification so you know when I post the next reading. All right, talk to you later. Hi, Pile 2. This is for those of you who chose the white Mexican Aragonite. This will be your reading on the topic of It's Complicated. Okay, this is requested from a viewer, so I actually had a lot of fun doing this. This is my first time doing it, but the stories are so unique. So again, there's a general, feel free to reverse the energies, only take what resonates and just forget the rest if it doesn't resonate at all. And also, like, you can choose multiple piles if one pile is not resonating. So this is really about why it's complicated. So this is an attempt to look at what's going on, why is it complicated, and what needs to happen for a union to take place. Okay, so we're going to start with Romance Angels and look at what's going on and what could be holding you back. I drew 3 cards and then took the bottom of the deck, so let's see what we have. So we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Yes, we really like to see that. Then we have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So let's see why we need this, because I want to use these 2 cards to see what the issues could be. There are definitely romantic feelings in this connection, but Spirit is advising you to ask and receive help from connections. If you have common friends, that could be a really good thing to kind of lean on a little bit. But let's see what the issues could be. So we have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. It's not always just about the parents. It's picking up some other messages too. And then we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And before any of you freak out a little about this, I'm not picking up the energy of cheating over there. With the deception, I'm picking up somebody is just bending backwards a bit too much in the relationship. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Because obviously there is a connection, and we're here to look at it when there are romantic feelings, what needs to heal in this connection. So I'm using the word heal. There may be some family issues, which could also be like you may be from very different backgrounds, and this could be literally the families are very, very different culturally. That could be an issue, and that's why we have to really lean on our friends. And because of that, and this is like one storyline, okay, because of that, you or they or both of you may be really trying to flex, and by that I mean over adapt, with the deception card being here. This is, to me, it's all about being too nice, being too kind, being too accommodating in the connection in order to keep it together, right? So what that ends up doing is it ends up exhausting us, right? Draining our energy because we are constantly on guard. I feel like both parties here are pretty guarded with these cards showing up. I'm absolutely not picking up any lying, cheating type of energies over here. The other one could actually also be literally healing some family issues where I think there may be some past experiences through like a very controlled environment that one or both of you may have, you know, grown up into, which has kind of almost caused you to undervalue yourself, right? And when we carry that, and there's a train going by, sorry about that, but this is really resonating for someone with the horn blaring. This really talks about, because we feel, because of some of the cultural aspects that we may have grown into, and again, I'm not, please don't take it the wrong way, I myself went through that, okay? I had a pretty controlled environment that I grew up into, which puts us, and that's why these messages are coming through. Sometimes Spirit would want me to share my experiences, where we become accustomed to always wanting to prove ourselves, be it in academia, be it in finances, in a job, career, or, you know, status, or even in relationships. And then that behavior seeps into romantic connections as well, where we over pivot and over service, for lack of a better word, right? So that's what I'm picking up for some of you. It could be them, could be you, could be both of you, but that could be one issue. But for quite a few of you, what I really see is having maybe some different cultures over here, because of which we're really trying very hard to adapt, because we really like the person, but then there's a lot that needs to happen for the families and the connections to go further. Okay, so let's see. We have a few cards here. We're going to use a few oracles in tarot to look at your energies and theirs. Again, if you've seen my reading, I use two sides, so this side is going to be for you, this will be for them. Please feel free to reverse them, because it just helps me anchor the messages that I get. So let's see, what are your current energies? We have hostilities. Okay, so this is where I'm picking up with the healing family issues as well. It looks like that's what I picked up on when I said you may have your guard up. Okay, and this is about just like, this person is not really attacking, but they're ready, they're at the ready, right? So you may have your defenses up a little bit, you may be a little bit guarded in the connection, maybe also trying to figure out whether they're being their authentic self or not. And it is almost always a reflection as well. If we feel we have to really be too flexible and really adapt too much, then we also kind of feel that the other person is also adapting too much. Okay, that's what this is. This is literally like the Nine of Wands, having our walls up a little bit and being like on guard a little bit. That's what I'm picking up for you in terms of the energies that surround you at the moment. Let's look at their energies. They have the Sun. Okay, so and I want to talk about 8. 8 is actually 26 adds up to an 8, which is about as above, so below. So it's the infinity sign. So it's as above, so below. So it's a little bit, that's why I was like, there's a little bit of a mirroring energy or a mirroring feeling that may be happening, either with the family issues that both may have, or feeling that we're actually giving too much or adapting too much. And the current energies around them is the Sun. So they are actually in a pretty hopeful energy at this moment. The Sun talks about joy, abundance, and growth. So they have a pretty abundant and growth mindset, at least at this point. That's what we're seeing. So it they may also, maybe they have some Leo in their chart as well, but the reason when I'm looking at it's coming on top of deception is they, at times you may feel they're just too good to be true. Okay, with the Sun energy coming out, that how can somebody be just so happy all the time and so optimistic all the time? That's what I'm picking up. So that's where you may have your guard up a little bit to see like, oh, is that really real? Let's see. So that's what I'm seeing, and let's see what we have for archetypes. So for you, we have, again, please don't be triggered by the terms. We all have all of these energies within our personalities. So you have the victim, where the light attribute is prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others, which is really, really good actually, because it talks about sort of a growth mentality. You know, what I mean by that is if these resonated with you, if the message of the family history or the the environment during childhood happened, this goes back to what I was saying, that we're wanting to prove ourselves over and over again. You're breaking away from that. That's what this is telling us with the light attribute. This is like, no longer being at that stage where we are open to being measured in that manner, right? So you're really breaking away from that, and maybe over pivoting a little bit with the hostilities card showing up over here. It's like, nope, this is what I am, this is who I am. I don't need to prove myself anymore, but I'm gonna just wait and learn how the other person reacts. So that's what this is. It's a good energy, it's a positive energy, but I think it's just like step by step trying to really open up truly to the other person. And for them, they have the dilettante. I can never say this properly. The light attributes are delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So again, it's a very positive energy, but then what I'm picking up is like doubts around this seems too positive. Okay, so they may be so optimistic that they appreciate the arts, they appreciate the general beauty in life, they appreciate the beauty in people, and your perception may be that they're probably too happy. And is that real? Is that happiness real? So there's a little bit of that. You may feel like they're pretending to be very optimistic at times, and that's what I'm really strongly picking up over here. So let's use some tarot and see what we have. For you, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, that's very nice. Yes, swords and wands. Oh, another sword. Okay, how did I place this? Okay, sorry, there are too many cards and I have trouble placing them so you can see them all throughout the reading. So you have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups. This is again, Page of Cups, you're ready to open your heart. That's why it came through. So Page of Swords are really like learning to express themselves. So you have two swords here, right? They both look similar, the Page of Swords, but then there's like big Ace of Wands in the middle. So what this is saying is, as you're breaking away from your expectations or being looked at a certain way or having to prove yourself, as you break away from that, there's a lot of desire here that's blooming, which is beautiful. And we do have romantic feelings here. You're learning to express yourself and you're actually very open to communication. The Page of Swords is somebody who's willing to learn. They're also learning to communicate and kind of like figuring out what's the right way to connect with somebody. So there's like very, very fresh energies that I'm seeing over here. Definitely a lot of passion and a new passion. That's what I'm seeing. And then kind of taking baby steps. I see this as baby steps with the Page of Swords showing up over here. Let's see what they have. They have the Queen of Wands, so more Leo energy or fire energy. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, nice. Look at that. You guys have two aces. This is really nice. So there is, this could really bloom into a solid connection. With the Ace of Pentacles, when Pentacles show up in romantic readings, it's all about having that solid foundation, that solid seed that's going to grow over time. So you have the passion and you have the commitment or the intention. For the commitment is right there, and there's a lot of passion as well. They are again showing up as very attractive. You may feel, if you do, that's something you may need to correct within yourself, is like if you feel they are too good looking or too good to be true for you. Take away the for you part and say, okay, they're too good. They're really good. Try to switch that narrative a little bit in you, because with the Queen of Wands showing here, again, the Queen of Wands is very attractive, very magnetic personality, coming up with the Sun and the dilettante. Maybe they have a very attractive aura, and you may feel like people are really drawn to them. And that may be causing maybe you to think like, are you the right connection for them? And that's something you need to break away. You need to break away with the Page of Swords. Just cut that mentality out, because we are all the same. Okay, we're all equals. Know that there's a lot of passion and a lot of would you say, exclusivity in this relationship. Is just having to work through some of the issues where we feel like they're not being true or we're not being our true self, and trying to heal through some of the things. So let's see what your current focus may be and what their current focus may be. So we have for you inner peace. Ooh, this is beautiful. Also, koi pond, it also means abundance. So abundance comes in many forms. Maybe you're also working through career issues and you may be seeing a lot of things starting to move in the positive direction for that. But with inner peace, honestly, when I said that you're breaking away from the victim persona, that's like growing up and really knowing what is important to you, and what's important to you really is inner peace. That's what you're focused on, that you don't want any family dramas, you don't want any relationship dramas, you just want inner peace and be able to communicate clearly and have the passion and grow into a connection. That's what you're focused on, but doing it from a very inner peace and not from a place of where you have to over pivot and over please the other person. That's important to you. And let's see what we have for them. And for them, it's the flexibility. Very interesting. Flexibility really talks about actually adapting. So in a connection, when this shows up to me, this is really about learning to adapt to a different personality, to another person. And maybe with the Sun and the Queen of Wands and also the Dilettante, they might be somebody who may be set in their ways. They may be very confident, maybe on the verge of a little bit of an overconfidence. It's possible. I'm picking up on that. And for them, what they're learning through right now is actually learning to be flexible, because you may have very fresh energies, and they may be. There could also be an age difference over here. I feel like maybe 5 years or more. I don't know. That just came through for some of you. So there may be a very different lifestyle or very different family cultures involved. So what they're learning to be is actually learning to be flexible at this point. All right, so let's see what needs to happen. Okay, what needs to happen for a union to come into place. We'll start with tarot. Ooh, we have a king in the house. We have the king and a queen. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Six of Wands. And then we have the Four of Cups. Let's put it this way so you can see all the cards. Okay, let me soak this. This is very interesting energy. All right, so the Four of Cups, I want to start here. It really talks about, this is what is complicated right now, right? Feeling like, is this real? Is this the right connection? Is this my divine person? Is this connection divinely guided? Because the Four of Cups is an energy of just like waiting, or having to had waited too long for a romantic connection to come around. And this is a little bit of an energy of, is this the one, right? Is this going to be the right one? And that's what I feel like both parties need to work through and actually give it an honest shot and come out of these questions overall. I think how to do that really is these two cards that we have over here, which is number one. And first of all, by the way, whenever we see a pair in a reading, so of a suit, so we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, it talks about a divine connection, okay, because these are divine counterparts, where we have the divine masculine and the divine feminine present in a reading. So it's again a divinely guided connection overall. But what needs to happen is actually true, honest recognition of each other. And this also starts with us recognizing our own worth. That is very important. But with the Six of Wands, okay, I'll put it out there. Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Six of Wands. These two are a power couple. Literally, there's a lot of fire, and if either party or both of you have any qualms about family, friends, it's all in your head. Your friends are here to help you, your family is also here to help you, and if they've held you back in the past, it's time to release all of that, and not fall for the false expectations that both of you may have around the surroundings, because people see you as a power couple clearly, like hands down, this is a power couple right here, and recognized as a power couple, so a perfect match. And then the Six of Wands is also another power couple energy, which is about recognition. We have the Sun, we have the Six of Wands. There's a lot of fire here, so it's a very strong connection. What I really like is there's also this card over here that says romantic feelings. So what needs to happen? What needs to happen is that actually internalization of the fact that this is a good connection and that you're equally as attractive, equally as powerful and as successful, and whatever definition you want to put, you're absolute equals. That's what both parties need to understand and not feel that, you know, questioning whether this is the right connection or not. That's what it is. And if you need help with that, your friends and family are there to help you through that. This is amazing. Okay, so let's see. Let's close out with the soul lessons. What your soul may need to master, what their soul may need to master, and together in order to come to a union. For you, it's gratitude. I am thankful for this life and opportunities that it presents. Okay, so again, the more attitude of gratitude you have for everything in life, the faster the doors will open up, be it connections, be it this specific connection. Again, we're talking about this connection. The more you're getting the energy of even being thankful for this person to be in your life, the easier energies are going to line up. Okay, that's as simple as that. But also in general, just start being more, you know, if you want to start a gratitude journal, that would help as well. But literally just being thankful for them in your life is the great first step to start. Let's see for them, what do they have? They have imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Oh, this is interesting, because when I was picking up over here, was with the flexibility. That's a very interesting energy, because they may be, as I said, set in their ways, and they may be quite experienced, and they may have like certain formula or certain practices that, you know, like they do day in, day out, or they know work, and they may keep using them. So that's why they have to learn to be flexible and learn to open up to their imagination a little bit and be a little bit more fluid in their life in general. But again, it's not to say that they're not doing well. They're pretty successful, they're pretty bright, but they may be set in their ways, and their soul has to learn to really open up to the unstructured, to going with the flow, those type of things that come with imagination. Okay, so probably more for you, it's the more heart chakra work over here, and for them it's more the crown chakra work that they need to kind of go through. So let's see, together what you guys need to work through is fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So whenever the negative words show, you know, it's like actually negating them is the lesson that we're trying to learn. And this is what it's saying. It's like, we have, look at that, we have deception here, we have healing family issues here, but right in the middle we have so much love, right? So the lesson that both souls need to learn is get out of fear. And the easiest way to really do that is to just remind yourself that fear is nothing but a form of ego, and we want to shift out of ego into the heart chakra, into love. So as soon as you tell yourself that you're being an egotist by being afraid, I promise you, your perspective is going to shift, and you're going to be like, nuh-uh, I'm not the egotist. I can't be fearful. I'm not the egotist, right? So that's a lesson that both souls need to learn, is like not to act out of fear, rather act out of love and really open up from that space. So that's the reading I have for you, pile 2. I hope this helps. Hashtag claim it if it resonates, and do drop me a comment below. I would love to hear from you guys, and hit the like button, subscribe button, and make sure to turn on the bell notifications so you know the next time when I post a reading. Much love and light. I'll see you later. Hi, pile 3. This is for those of you who chose the blue celestite. One of my favorite stones. I have a big one over here. Actually, I have quite a few. Sorry, I just moved that. So this would be your reading around it's complicated, and we're gonna look into why is it complicated. So we're gonna start with the romance angels, where I drew like 3 cards just to look at the situation in the bottom of the deck, in order to really confirm why, or understand why it's complicated. This is general, I have to say, and you know, this was requested by a viewer, so thank you for asking that. I really had actually very interesting stories come out in this reading. So We'll look at these to just start off with where the connection stands and what the issues may be, and then we'll look at each person's energy and look at what needs to happen for a union to come into being. Okay, so let's get started and see what we have. Please understand this is a general reading. It is not a personal reading, so only take what resonates and just check out the rest, okay? Don't try to force it. Okay, so the first card we have is attraction. We like that. So you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This to me also talks a lot about self-love and confidence and actually valuing ourselves outside of the actual attraction, of course. So there's very strong attraction in this connection, which is good. Let's see what else we have. We have religious factors. So your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Actually, a similar message came through in another pile. Not the card, but it's interesting because I was picking up on this in another pile as well. So you may have chosen that pile. So there may be differences here, but there's definitely a lot of attraction, and it also stems from your own confidence as well for both parties. So this is like the common section, and I apologize for the noise. I live on a busy street. Okay, so let's see what are the issues. We have a release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And I do want to talk about this. Like, this is not about a, like, literally, a person in the sense that you or them or, you know, are connected to an ex. This is not about that. This is not about third party. It is literally about healing those wounds from past connections. Okay, so I just want to make that clear because sometimes we really go into a fearful energy when this card comes out. It's not that. That is not the energy I'm picking up at all. This is more about healing the wounds from our past connections. And again, this may apply to you, to them, or to both of you. And then what's the last one? Why is it complicated? We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, here, codependency also sometimes freaks people out. I want to clarify what I'm picking up here really is us mixing our individual identity with the relationship status identity, if that makes sense, or us valuing our self-worth based on the connection that we're in. And that's where a lot of times the relationships kind of become very dependent on each other, because we're almost, our identity gets tied to the other person. And that may be a pattern here, or that is coming through because of some of the differences or cultural backgrounds that may be different. So we're really trying to adapt too much. It's so similar to some of these messages, similar to another pile. So we may be trying to adapt or over adapt to each other's differences or lifestyle differences, because of which it may become like, you know, have a tendency to like, lose our own individuality. That's what I'm picking up over here. But this is pretty small. It's like just what I'm picking up is like different belief systems, different, could be different countries, different, literally different religions. If you are religious, any of those different family backgrounds, which it can easily be adapted to through communication and, you know, maintaining our individual sanity and being open to and offering the space to the other person. This is where I feel like this is really past wounds, and this often leads to codependency because we may have experienced the connections in a way where we had to prove our value over and over again to the other person, or to over service them, or to bend backwards for them, because of which we carry that pattern into the next relationship. So that's when this card shows up, it's just the spirit really asking you to, like, it's time to let that go. It's time to really love yourself, because you are a beautiful person. You absolutely are, if nobody's told you that. If you're watching, if you're here on my channel, each and every person is a beautiful soul. So let me confirm that for you. So this is time to release any old past wounds. And that's what I see, because there's a lot of attraction in this connection. All right, so let's see what your energies are and what their energies are. I use two sides. I'm going to use the left side and call it your energy, and the right side for their. Helps me anchor the messages, but please feel free to reverse them if that makes more sense to you. So we have a few oracle cards and we have some tarot. So let's get right into it. So let's see what your current energy, what energies surround you at the moment. Oh, beautiful. We have number 38, fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Let me show this to you. So this is all about the heart chakra, and this is Archangel Raphael showing up for you. This is beautiful. So you are working through healing your heart. Honestly, within this, and it doesn't have to be, for some of you, it doesn't even have to be an ex. It could also be childhood patterns where you may have, grown up in an environment where you had to prove yourself over and over again, right? So getting out of that and healing and working through your heart chakra, this is beautiful. So you're in a very loving energy, or even like Archangel Raphael really surrounds you right now. So warm, loving energy. Green color may also help you a lot and help you open your heart chakra. So if you if you want to have greenery around you, or if you want to wear green color, or any green in any form is gonna help. Green and pink are heart chakra colors. So this is what your current energy around you is, that of love, okay? Divine love, like really opening up your heart chakra. So you're working on, I think this is where I feel like you're really working on loving yourself and honoring yourself, respecting yourself, and seeing how beautiful you are inside and out. That's what the current energy is around you. Let's look at their energies. Oh, wow. Both of you, archangels. So they have the 6th chakra, which is Archangel Metatron. So this is very interesting. So you're working on your heart space, and they are working on their intuition and trying to open their 3rd eye. This is where maybe like they could be really into spirituality or the esoteric, or any like manifestation practices and things like that. They may be into any astrological or celestial studies, or just working through aligning with their true north. Okay, they're working on the 3rd eye, which is Archangel Metatron. For them, like the color is actually indigo, so blue, purple. Actually indigo mostly is the color that would really help them open their 3rd eye. And this can be a very interesting time. So they're also going through a spiritual awakening. So both of you are kind of going through a spiritual time, which is really beautiful. You're both spiritual. Let me just say that, even though we have the religious factors here, both of you are very spiritual individuals, and this is going to be very easy to match because you understand their different thought processes and even different religions, if that's the case. But your chakras are getting so aligned that it's not going to be an issue at all. But they're working more on their intuition and their 3rd eye, and you are working more on like expanding your heart chakra and really being in love with you and just being in love with life. And that's what's going to really expand your energies even more. So let's see what else we have. These are persona archetype cards. Sometimes the labels are a little jarring to people, so I like to tell everybody we have all of these in our personalities. I don't know what we have here though. We have Destroyer for you. Oh, beautiful. So this is the light attribute is releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Preparing for new life. I love this. So what I see here is you are, oh my God, and this is all coming under releasing your ex and attraction. You are working through a major detox over here, and detox of your what's the word I'm looking for? Philosophy of life, of your own value in life. That's what you're working through, and you're literally destroying any foundations that don't serve you anymore, that you don't align with anymore, any false expectations, any behaviors, anything that you've been taught that you don't resonate with anymore. You're completely, this is like creating sort of like similar to a tarot. This is like the tower moment that you are creating, because now you're really listening and honoring what your heart tells you. So this is really nice. So you're going through an up leveling and opening up to a new phase. Let's see what they're working on with their intuition. They have the child magical. Where the light attributes are seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Sorry if it's too bright. I think it's looking too bright on the screen. I hope you can read that. But this is what tells us that they're really, as I said, they're going through some spiritual awakening as well. And they're, with the 3rd eye opening up, they're really probably seeing the beauty and the magic in the world and in the universe, and understanding that there's so much more than what they have learned through their lifetime or what they have grown up with. So they're like in a state of like expanding their mind and their horizons and really appreciating the beauty in everything and everyone, in you as well. That's what they're seeing, like how much beauty there exists, and you are really seeing like how much false expectations and formulas and, you know, those forms and structures have been put on us that don't even resonate and not even like for anybody's highest good. So you're really operating from your heart chakra over here. So let's look at what tarot has to say. We have for you the Queen of Pentacles, very nice. Okay, and the Page of Cups. Ooh, look at that. Didn't this one say right here, new life? Yeah, preparing for new life. And that's literally what the page does. The Queen of Pentacles, let me talk about her, very self-assured. Okay, and this is where the attraction comes into. She's very attractive. I don't know if you're a male, female watching, but the Queen of Pentacles is not about gender. It's about somebody who is so assured, self-assured, self-confident. Look at her sitting there. Her eyes are closed. She's very well dressed. She's very well put together. She's accessorized. I mean, she knows how to take care of herself and also take care of others. She's like the CFO of the family. That's my phrase for Queen of Pentacles. So abundant in every form and appreciating her own beauty and her own abilities. Very, very confident energy. And with the Page of Cups, still having that dreamy, new, lifelike energy, okay? So as you expand and operate from your heart, and being very self-assured of yourself, the more beauty you create and the more new ideas you create and the more connections, loving connections. Page of Cups is a very loving and dreamy energy, and that's what your current energies are. Let's look at them. Oh my God. Oh my God, they are the King of Pentacles. So, mic drop, this is a very solid connection. I have to say it. When a pair shows up from a suit, it is a divinely guided connection, and it's an equal counterparts. Absolutely equal counterparts, both very confident, both very independent, both very experienced and very knowledgeable, that have created a lot of solid foundations and abundance in their lives individually. Okay, so this is literally a power couple, but a very, very mature energy type of couple. And then they have the Ace of Swords. So there you go. Ace of Swords with the third eye over here. This is all their higher chakras are really activated right now. They may also be working through, with the Ace of Swords here, they may be working through some really new creative ideas. And actually, if you look at, there are like a lot of symbols over here. This is actually similar to the Archangel Metatron's cube. I have it somewhere actually on my wall. So they may be going through a lot of creative expression at this time, and with the Child Magical also, where ideas may be just popping up into their head, and they may be focused on that. Okay, so again, so far I don't see any major issues between the two people. It's just the issues around what we grew up in, and now we're going through our own journeys, but there's literally a lot of attraction and appreciation, and this is a very solid connection with the King and Queen showing up. So let's see what you may be working on at this moment. Okay, solitude. So we have solitude for you. This is also, again, going within. It's similar to the Hermit energy, where we go within to see what our inner intuition and our inner light tells us. What is right for us? Which path do we want to go? What journey do we want to take? Does that really resonate with us? So there may be a lot of contemplation happening with you. Also maybe dreaming, right? With the Page of Cups here. But it's, what I like really over here is that it is a solitude energy. It is not contemplating with other people or letting other people influence your philosophies and how you feel and how you think. So you're being very grounded in your energy. It's like the Hermit card, or even like the Hangman energy, but it's all about you already know the answers within, and you want to make sure you're headed in the right direction. Let's see for them. They have opportunity. Yeah, so I feel there, this is this part is similar to another pile, I feel. With the Ace of Swords over here and the sixth chakra and opportunity, they may be thinking through a business expansion or maybe a new career or starting something very creative. That's where their energies might be at the moment, and they may be thinking through, how do I turn this into a more lucrative future? So that's something that maybe they may be focused on. But they also, with the opportunity showing up, also they see the opportunity in this connection. Despite some of the differences of the backgrounds, they see a lot of opportunity here, and they're probably more open, and with the child magical, they're probably more open and opportunistic about it, whereas you may be like going more internal and thinking it through from the intellect and intuition. But still there's dreaminess over here. Okay, so it's not too far off. There's just like different things you may be working through. So let's see what needs to happen for this connection to come into union. The first is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, then we have the Seven of Cups, and then we have the King of Swords. Okay, so communication is going to be key. Being able to express to each other is going to be very important, and there's like a mature conversation, right? Okay, look, if we have differences, these are my goals, these are your goals, how do we make it happen, how do we move forward? Okay, it's a very mature conversation, because we have the King here. King is a much higher court card, so it really talks about maturity, being level-headed, but also being very strategic and very open, and using our cerebral energy to talk through some of the issues that we may be individually feeling. Are they real? Are they not? We can only find that out through communication. Now, this is causing confusion because right now they're probably, when these show up, what needs to happen is probably this is not happening at the moment, right? So because there's probably not too much communication going on, it may be causing confusion with the Seven of Cups. Like, is this the right choice for me, or is this not? Or should I, am I in the right connection? Should I move on? Should I try to work through it? There are just way too many differences that are causing so much distraction. Is this going to work, right? And that's happening because we're probably not at a state of really communicating openly. But know that this is a solid, look at this. You have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and you have the King of Pentacles. So this is the seed. This attraction could really, really grow into something very, very powerful. Look at the roots coming out, and it's like two hands holding it, right? Usually, like you'll see in other decks, it's just like a one hand holding the pentacle. This is a joint hand, right? So this to me represents the two of you really planting that seed together, talking through it, and clearing out all the confusions on what our focus areas are and what some of the religious factors or family factors, or if we feel that we are being too adaptive. I don't want to say too adaptive. Are we just trying to bend backwards to make the connection work? That needs to be a conversation, because maybe when you guys talk about it, it's like, oh, I don't want you to do that, right? Because it's a very mature energy here. So that's what I'm seeing. So let's see, close out the reading with soul lessons. So this is what soul lessons you need to master, what their soul needs to master, and what together your souls need to master in order to come into this union. So for you, it is blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being, okay? This is beautiful with the Destroyer, especially when I said that you're kind of breaking down some of the foundations that don't serve you any well. And it's like really owning your individuality, also with the Solitude here. So accepting responsibility for your well-being, and that is really beautiful with the heart chakra over here. So the main lesson that your soul is learning or needs to learn is like taking your power back. And it's again taking me back to the codependency one, and release your ex. If you identify with the personality that really is always tried to please others and keep others happy in connections, that's what you're breaking away from. That's what you're destroying, and your soul is really mastering. Like, no, I am the most beautiful person, I'm the most valuable person, and I'm going to take responsibility to honor what my heart tells me. And this is beautiful because all this energy is very, very similar. So you're already way well on that path. Let's see what they're working through or what they need to work through. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, you know, they may also have family issues. They may also have past relationship wounds, because as we said, the top row is really like common for both. So that's something they need to really harness and master in order to move forward. Okay, and I think they're also way well on their path, because both of you are like working through your chakra clearing over here. You on the heart chakra and they on the the sixth chakra, like the third eye. They are already working through this, so both of you are pretty well on that path. Let's see what the final card says as both souls need to work on. We have denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Awareness is again third eye. This is the hermit energy. This is our intuition. This is Hierophant. This is High Priestess. You name it. All energies that talk about following our intuition, our true north, understanding what our heart resonates with, really being our true self, and really like being open to different things and approaching them with love and not fear. That's the main thing I haven't. And I think what I'm getting a lot is like with the awareness, it is similar to awakening. And this is very interesting, like because the religious factors showed up here. So it's like being open and almost like, I feel this is not too far off. It just looks far off on the surface, but it feels like it's just like a matter of communication and being open and making sure that we understand that there are, you know, it's just our fears that are blocking us from each other. But actually there's a lot of compatibility and a lot of attraction, and this could grow into something very solid. Those are the messages I'm getting for you, pile 3. Hashtag claim it if these resonate, and drop me a comment below and like and share this message with others so we can spread this out to more people. And do subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you know the next time that I post another reading. With that, I wish you much love and light, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.